We're back with the Vicky Gotti show, you guys, and I just came off of a cold. That's why I haven't been doing no shows lately because I was really under the weather because this weather in New York City have not been the tea at all. Like a lot of girls been sick. So shout out to all the girls. I hope everybody getting their antibiotics, doing what they have to do to feel so much better because I feel great. And I'm sitting next to somebody who I knew for a very, very long time. Butch Queen days, actually, as well. Latex days. She has turned into a beautiful girl, real girl. She is back a prodigy. I don't think she never left. Well, we're gonna find out everything about Miss Tamara Prodigy, you guys. Y'all wanted her, so I always try to get my viewers what they want. And me and Tamara actually talked about this so many times, but her schedule is so packed. I'm always out of town, so we finally made it work. So, hi, Tamara, how are you tonight?
Hi everybody, you have to excuse me. I have like this ugly cough going on, so I'll be coughing periodically, but hey, you gotta let it out.
Yeah.
So,
you gotta
let it out the end, right?
Yes. Now, Tamara, everybody want to know because you was, like I said, a boy back in the day. Was this something that was this something that you wanted to do? Like, first of all, because a lot of people do this for the ballroom scene. Did you trans over for the ballroom scene, or did you trans over for like boys? Some girls going for trade for their money. Like, what was your reason of transitioning?
Um, Honestly, the ballroom scene and my transition have always been separate. When I first even thought of transitioning, I was not in the ballroom scene. Like I was like 4 years old. I never thought of it as transitioning. When I was 9, I told my mom I wanted to be a girl. And
What was her reaction?
Yeah, she kind of brushed it off. Like she asked me why, and my answer was kind of immature. It was very much like girls get more attention.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like I was so young that I wasn't at a place to give a mature answer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that transgender women existed in the world. I would see Jerry Springer and I would think that's a man. Like I would never want to be that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect to all the girls that used to go on there and get their coin. You know what I mean?
Right.
But when I got into, I kind of like pushed it to the back of my mind after the way like my mom dismissed it,
Mm-hmm.
and just so many things like in my life happened. Like my dad, he was like, I want a boy, and like there was this like one experience where like I went to visit him at jail, and he had his girlfriend there, and like they had always known like guys or whatever, because like I never found a reason to hide it, or like not even to hide it, but like I could never hide it because I was always like really feminine.
Mm-hmm.
But then also like they even labeled me gay before I even said anything about being gay. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it was an experience. He was like, "Oh, this is what a woman's face feels like, and like this is what a man's face feels like." Putting my face up against his girlfriend and putting my face up against his. And so, like, that weekend, like, I had, like, after we saw him in jail, like, I guess, like, my grandmother hooked me up with this girl, or, like, my father hooked me up with this girl from jail, and, like, she, like, came on to me and, like, tried to, like, have with me.
Mm.
So, I was, like, battling, like, sexual orientation and gender identity for so long that, like, to transition, like, was never really in my mind. Like, you know what I mean? It was really even hard for me to decipher between the two because there's a distinct difference between the two. But I was so caught up. I wasn't caught up, but I was so jaded by everyone else being caught up on something, you know?
Right. So, now, with the hormone stuff like that...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But to answer the question...
Okay.
I realized that I wanted to transition in high school when I was like looking in the mirror one day. I used to go to this boarding school. I don't know if you remember, like
I remember you used to go to school somewhere.
Yeah, and then I used to leave, and then I used to come back.
Yeah.
And I was in boarding school, and it was all boys. And like I never like I used to talk to the counselor. I used to have like these rage fits where like I used to like trash my entire room and like go under the desk and cry, or like go under the bed and cry. And like even when I was younger, I used to like cry and like look at the sky and be like, God, just make me a girl when I wake up, like, you know what I mean? Because that's how I thought it was gonna happen.
Right.
And then I had these girl pants, and I got them from GMHC when they used to have clothes up in the top. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And I got them from there, and that was my first pair of girl jeans. And I was just looking in the mirror like, I'm so much comfortable this way. And I had on my little mermaid shirt. And that was when I really, really decided that I was going to transition.
So what made you start taking like the hormones and doing it the right way?
The right way? Honestly, I was doing it the wrong way for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
This lady, she used to bring them homes to my house, and I was just telling somebody about this today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she used to bring them homes to my house. She used to fill them up in a car, but she used to bring them to my house, and she used to fill them up in an insulin needle. Excuse me. She used to fill them up in an insulin needle, and the whole thing, she would give it to me, and I would take the whole thing. Then she used to give me 5 blockers, 10 blockers, and like 5 Primarins, or like 10 Primarins, right? And I would take all of it in like a week time. And that was like how I started out. And I started out like really early because I probably met her like a year after I transitioned, or a little bit less. And then before that, I used to go to this girl's apartment, and she used to shoot me up with Mexicans. And that was how I started.
How did that make you feel, the hormones? Like, how does it make, for like the new girls watching this that maybe look up to you or wonder, you know, a boy that's trying to transitioning, what would you tell them on transitioning?
I mean, I was smoking mad weed. I want to say that. I was smoking mad weed in the beginning. So, like, I really couldn't gauge, like, what it would give. Like, if you could ask me how I felt, I could tell you more now than I could tell you then. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the weed and stuff, like, really diluted the feeling, the natural high that you get from, like, you know, the natural high you get from, like, just living and, like, you love to live?
Right.
Like, that was living for me. Taking hormones and, like, transition and stuff like that. That's, like, living. And that's, like, a rebirth of your life.
Right.
And I kind of diluted the feeling by using drugs and, like, smoking marijuana and stuff like that. So the first thing I would say is, like, don't mix drugs with your hormones. But I do remember, like, that first day that I took the Mexican, like, I was, like, sitting on the train, and I just, like, you know how they say you glowing? I felt the glow from the inside.
Oh, okay.
I really did.
So, okay, one more question about your transition. What did your mom say after everything is handled now? Does she accept her baby now, and how she helps you out with the hormones and all that type of stuff?
Well, thank God I don't need help with my hormones anymore.
Okay.
I don't have to buy them off the street. I have health insurance, or like Medicaid, which is health insurance. That provides, because we reelected Obama. Thank God.
Thank God, you guys.
I get free loans, and I just go to the doctor, have them check my levels, and at this point in my life, like, I've been castrated, so I really don't even need to take that many hormones.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes. That's a big step. Because, you know, usually the girls want to get bags, right, pumped and all of that.
Right.
So usually it's the right way.
Right. I would never touch, well, I can't say never, but I'm not a fan of, like, having cell. I'm not a fan of pain and stuff like that. But
so you don't want the implants?
Implants? Breast implants? I do have breast implants.
Oh, you do have breast implants?
They're just tiny, y'all. Oh. Don't hate. But I do have breast implants. But
so how much surgery do you have done?
I have, well, I'll tell you in the order that I got it done.
Okay.
First, I got my trachea shaved.
Oh, okay.
I used to have, remember I used to have Adam's apple?
And I was looking like you don't have nothing, like it's just smooth.
It's like,
Hi.
I had a trachea shave, $2,000. Hit me up if you want to know what doctor I went to. Then I had my breast done, and then I had an orchiectomy, which is a castration.
Oh, okay.
So that's all I've ever had done.
Do you want anything else that you feel like you want to get done?
My next surgery is my GRS, which is gender reassignment surgery. That's what I want done. And
so you're gonna get your pussy, for the people that might not know the term.
My vajayjay.
She want her vajayjay. So are you really, really ready for that, Tamara?
Yes, I am. And like when people say like, oh my God, are you really ready for that? I think it's because like they seen me transition and stuff like that, and like people really never knew that I was gonna transition, and like when I did it, I just did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And excuse me. I will say that like I was young and like I did rush, but like thankfully I was blessed enough to not like end up like a lot of the other girls that did rush. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I rushed because like I knew what I wanted. And like at my age, like I'm stubborn and like nobody can really tell me what to do. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was raised like a strong, independent black woman, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna be strong and independent, and not knowing that although you can be strong and like you can be independent, you still need to like take the advice from people that love you. You know what I mean? So
What was the best advice you got?
the best advice that I got, the best advice that I ever got was from Jalen Evisu.
Shout out to Jalen, always a
Shout out
sweetheart.
to Jalen. It was at the Visual actually,
Mm-hmm.
and I was telling Jalen that I, wanted to do it. That Visual where I battled Prince Milan.
That's when you set everybody down. Well, okay.
And me and Prince Milan was the last
Let's
battle.
Mm-hmm.
I told Jalen that I wanted to transition, and Jalen was like, "Okay, well, just take your time, you know, moan, 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 and." Like, just wait to get surgeries. Like, don't worry about the surgeries. Just take your moans, do what you gotta do. And that was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the ballroom. See, first of all, are you single, Tamara? What's going on? Like, what's your love life giving?
While we had this talk about that, the girls called me a butch queen chaser. My
Really?
sister called me a butch queen chaser.
Okay.
The reason why I guess you could call me a butch queen chaser is because like I do like butch queens, but not because butch queens are butch queens are boys too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like I just had so many like issues with like heterosexual guys. Like even the boy that I was telling you, I was like, oh my boo living around like use my ex boo like living around here, like. He didn't know my tea, and then when I told him my tea, like he acted so stupid. Like it's just so much ignorance in the world that
Right.
it's so hard to find like a real heterosexual man to like accept me for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
No matter what that means, like you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like butch queens, and
Are you
I'm talking to a butch queen right now. But yes, I'm single. What's up?
Do you have a type?
I like them light skin. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Trady,
like you like the trady butch queen.
They could be kind. They could be kind. They could be trady. But you know what? Honestly, as long as you understand it's your boy, you know what I mean. That's it.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Tamara, a lot of people want to know. First of all, who you digging right now for Film Queen Performance? Let's get into ballroom now. You know what I'm saying? You was the girl. You had your time. You know what I'm saying? When you was reigning. But who are some of your favorite girls out right now? Let's save that for part 2, actually.